In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to pay your mortgage with a credit card using Plastiq. Let's get into it. Hey guys, I'm Tasha with Major Change Group, where we believe small changes can create big results. And in my last video, in the comments, Tanisha from the Fund and Budget Act had asked me about Plastiq and how to pay your mortgage. And while I do have a video that I made, I think back in December, I thought it would be great to update the video. So what is Plastiq? Plastiq is a company that enables you to use your credit card at places where it's not available. So let's say you want to pay your mortgage or car note, even pay your taxes. You can use this third-party servicer to use your credit card to pay these bills. So now we're in my computer and we're going to go to the website so we can see why would you want to use Plastiq. Now I can say for myself, before we get started, back in December I had opened up a couple credit cards, and on my last credit card, I think it was the Navy Federal card, I really just wanted to use that card to pay bills and bill only so that I can get my minimum spend. But once I had got the Navy Federal flagship, I realized trying to use Plastiq that you could not use a Visa to use some of the bills like my mortgage and my car note, which we'll get into later in the video. So I ended up opening up one more credit card, and that was the IHG. I had already opened up the Marriott Bonvoy, and you had to spend $3,000 to get the minimum spend. Then I opened up the Navy Federal card, and you had to spend $4,000 to get the minimum spend. And so I really wanted to only use the Plastiq website, pay my bills, because $4,000 was a little bit more than my normal regular spending. And you'll have to check out one of my videos to see, you know, with the credit card churning. So check that out. And so I ended up opening up the IHG credit card because you only had to spend $2,000 to get your minimum spend, and it was a MasterCard under the Chase. And so that's a little bit of a background on how I started using Plastiq. And so now let's go into the... So when you first go onto the website, it gives you a little background about the company, and then it also gives you some information to let you know that you can use a check, a wire, or AHC to pay whatever bills that you're going to pay. And it also lets you know that it's usually about a 2.85% transaction fee to use Plastiq. And it tells you why would you use Plastiq. One, so that you can pay your bills on places that will not let you use your credit card, and so on and so forth. So it also gives you a couple of extra information as to why you really want to use Plastiq. Number one, so you can use your credit card anywhere. Like I said, you can pay your mortgage, your rent, your taxes, and also so that you can preserve your cash. Now, I really don't know about the preserve your cash part, but I guess it can give you, it can stretch it out a little bit more. So let's say you get paid at the end of the month, but your mortgage is due at the beginning of the month. Maybe you could go ahead and use Plastiq to pay your mortgage, and then when you get your check at the end of the month, then you can pay it. Because when you're using these type of things, you still want to make sure that you have the money to pay it off, because you really don't want to create an extra bill. So that's my 2 cents. Also, you want to enjoy some of the other benefits like credit card churning. That's what I used it for. So yes, so let's go into there. So next, you just want to make sure you either sign up, and you can drop down into the description, and I have a referral code if you are interested in using Plastiq. Now, once you get in there, you want to set up a new recipient. And so they have several different categories, you know, like medical, personal services, shipping, taxes, childcare, utilities, so on and so forth. So you just want to make sure that you're picking the right company. Even if you don't have a company type, you can always type in your recipient name and then just kind of go from there. And the good thing about Plastiq is that you have to do like a 2 authenticator, so they'll end up sending you like a code just to make sure that everything is legit. So I really like them for doing that. I didn't do it on screen, but yes, that is something that you can do. And so after you do that, you can put in like the contact information so that you can make sure that it's going to the right person, the email address, the phone number, and you want to make sure that you have the correct address so that if they are mailing it, that they're putting it in the right place. Now this is where it really gets good. So they have the wire, the check, and the AHC. And when you're doing a wire, it usually takes 1 to 2 days, a check 7 days, and an AHC 3 days. Now the one thing to know, sometimes on the first time you might have to do a check, so you want to make sure that 1, the funds are available for you to do it, and then 2, that you have enough time to be able to do it. And so you'll just have to go in and make sure and check it out. But other than that, I can say that it is really, really simple and really easy to be able to use it. And then what you will do as you schedule your payment, let's say you're paying your mortgage, you will put the company in there, and then once you go in, then you will put, you know, like a little memo at the bottom. Now let's say if you are paying more on your mortgage, now this is where it gets a little tricky, because I know, like for myself, I only paid my regular mortgage note, but I did put a memo in there. But I'm thinking what you probably could do is just go ahead and make the payment, and then you could call your mortgage company and let them know how you want that money to go. But if you have further questions regarding that, I would always call Plastiq, and I'm sure, or you can do the support, and then you can send them an email and you can get more information. Because I know for myself, the one thing that I don't necessarily like about the website is just some of the more important questions that you have, it's just not right there, and so you kind of have to search for it. And so I ended up emailing them when I did this back in February. It was either in December or February, and they did email me back, so that is a good thing. Now, one of the more important pieces of information that you need, depending upon what service or you are paying, you need to know what card you can use to pay what bill. And this is where I really do not like the Plastiq website, because you really have to go searching around for it. So you're really gonna have to go to Google, and you're gonna have to type in Plastiq eligibility chart, so that you can find out which cards you can use for which servicers. So once you click on it, that's where you'll go and you'll see, and I think that this is on a blog that they have, but it really should be on their site, to where you can click on something and find it. And so as you see, you can use your MasterCard to be able to pay your mortgage, your car note, your student loans, but you can also use your Visa to pay your student loans. And then for Discover, you can pay your car note with your Discover as well. And then it just gives you a little bit more information as to what card you can pay for what. Now, looking at this eligibility chart, it does appear that they have made some updates to where you can, you know, for your car or your mortgage, you have more options if you want to use your MasterCard, your Visa, or your Discover card. And I think that that's great that they have made those updates. It has changed since the last time that I used it. And another thing to note when you are using this is, 1, that you have the funds readily available. 2, that you're just making sure that you know when your due date, and you're giving yourself enough time, just in case if this is the first time that you're using it, that if they can't do it electronically and they have to send a check, that you have enough time and it's not going to be late. But I definitely think that this is a great option. Like I said, I used it before, and I paid my car note, and I paid my mortgage, and I want to say I paid my student loan as well, and I didn't have any problems. And you can put a memo in there. And if you have any additional questions, you can always go onto the site and send them an email. And I sent them an email before, and they got back with me really quick. But overall, I think it's a good tool that you can use, a great option that you can use. So I definitely hope that this was helpful. If you have made it this far, I thank you so much for hanging in there. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and turn on those notifications because I still have this series, Credit Score Explained, going on. And next, we're going to be talking about how to build credit. So turn on those notifications so you'll be the first to know when the videos come out. And thanks so much for watching.
It's not a game.